Hey folks, welcome back to Tractor Tales. This week we are headed to Yuma, Colorado to meet Tyson Hansen and learn about his collection of pulling tractors that he's very proud of.
Hi, my name is Tyson Hansen. I'm from Yuma, Colorado. Well, last time I counted, we have 15 tractors, and so some of them are non-running, some of them are still on their way to get here, but these are the main ones that we've had running and ones we kind of like the most. But these tractors, it's kind of hard to find something for doing them, but every chance we get to do something with them, I'm pulling it out of the barn. My favorite would be the 34 John Deere GP. The sounds and the people that can't believe how far it goes. It's our family tractor. My great-grandpa had it before my father, and when they had their big auction to sell his big collection, my dad bought it from just to remember his grandpa, and Dad said it's going to be the family tractor, and then it was also the first tractor I drove when I was about 5 or 6, somewhere in there. When we go to our local tractor pull, it's also an old thresher, so we do threshing and all that. It's a 3-day event. I kind of like to bring as many as I can. If it's not running, it stays at home. We kind of like our patina look, but if it comes down to where it needs an overhaul, we're right there. It's not too hard to just go ahead and paint it while you're right there. But we're not painting before we overhaul it, because the next thing you know, it'll be taken apart and have to repaint the parts that you have to take off. I've always wanted a John Deere Model R. That was just something I've always loved, and it was John Deere's first diesel. And I just loved how big and the way it sounds. Like they just sit there when they're idling. You can tell just looking at them. They just front ends just bounce up. They got so much. I just love them.
And someone may be extremely happy this Christmas. That is because an 18-year-old semi just sold for a record price, and it's catching the attention of farmers and equipment dealers alike. You won't believe what this sold for. Machinery Pete says a pre-def 2007 Peterbilt 379 brought $280,000 at auction. It highlights the growing demand for older emissions-free equipment.
I know the auctioneer Brent Ulmer out in Ashley, North Dakota, and he said this was day 2 yesterday of their 3-day year-end consignment sale. And, you know, we're talking to Brent before the sale, and it's like the good pre-emission stuff, pre-def, whether it's a truck, a tractor, combine, sprayer, it jumps forward like a neon sign. So this thing, obviously, very unusual example. With 20,817 miles, one owner, always shedded. You know it's going to sell high. But when it goes for $280,000, you see my note there that I've seen, 2,800 Pete 379s the last 25 years. And the previous high was 262. But no, that one sold back in July of 22 when the whole market was on fire.
Absolutely crazy. I can confirm it was not me, nor was it Machinery Pete that purchased that for $280,000. I did confirm that this week. All right, that's all the time we have this weekend. Be sure to join us next week. It is our annual Christmas in the Country special. There are so many heartfelt stories from the countryside that we will share next weekend for Christmas in the Country. For all of us at U.S. Farm Report, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to tune in next weekend as we work to build on our tradition. And Merry Christmas, everyone.
U.S. Farm Report is produced and distributed by Farm Journal Broadcast.